Entering opening balances allows you to input the starting positions of your different categories. It will only need to be done once and can be done at any time, either before you start to input your transactions data or after some transactions data has already been entered. Before your opening balances have been input, you will be reminded by a message on the notice board that it still needs to be done. You can enter the opening balances routine screens via the notice board or through the Enter Opening Balances under Other options. Entering via the notice board brings up the opening balances screens. First, we are asked to enter the cash and bank balances. To begin with, we need to enter the correct start date, then our opening cash balance, and the opening amount for our current account. If you were entering overdrafts or using this facility to manage your credit cards, you would enter your opening balances as negative amounts. I'm also going to enter another account, so I first enter the account name and then the opening balance. And when I'm happy with that, I add the new account by clicking on the orange button. You will see that the new account moves up to be above the white line in the blue box. Once I'm happy that all the cash and bank opening balances have been completed, I move on to step 2 by clicking on one of the blue Next buttons. In step 2, there's a blue box in the middle of the screen that shows the amount that still needs to be allocated on the opening balances. At this point I have two choices, either to allocate it to the different categories or post it to retained profit and return to it later if I wish. What I'm going to do now is post it to retained profit, and that will take me to step 3. Step 3 gives me a summary of the opening balances that have been posted, and if I'm happy with this I can click on the blue Finish button. You will see that the message and the notice board have disappeared from the home screen, and the Enter Opening Balances has changed to Edit Opening Balances. I'm now going to go back into the routine and enter £2 of share capital. So clicking on the Edit Opening Balances, there are no changes to step 1, so clicking on the Next button. In step 2, to add £2 of share capital, I select Share Capital from the drop down menu and enter the credit of £2. I then need to add another row, so clicking on the orange Add Row button and then selecting Retain Profit from the drop down menu and entering a debit of £2. The blue and green Current Different box shows a balance of 0, which allows me to submit by clicking on the blue Submit button, which will take me to the summary screen in step 3, and as I'm happy with that I can now click on the blue Finish button. You can change your opening balances as many times as you like until you have run your first year-end routine, and that is how we enter opening balances in the ImpKISS system.